Good afternoon, everyone. We are here Tuesday afternoon in balmy Linwood, New Jersey for the This Week in Review of Mainland Regional Football. I'm Bill Reynolds with Dave Klemick, and we're here this evening. We're going to interview Coach Smith as well as a few players and one of our cheerleaders. I'd like to welcome you to the weekly show we're going to be conducting. We will review last week's game and preview this week's game each week, and we are looking forward to another exciting matchup against Absegami Braves Friday night here at the Mustang Corral at 6 p.m. Dave?
Well, this particular game against Absegami is a kind of a sweet one for me because 20-something years ago when I played my senior season, the first game that we played on this field under the lights was against Absegami. Tony DeSalle, a good friend of mine, had a 70-yard touchdown to open up the first play of the game under the lights, donated by who? Jack Thomas from Charlie's Bar, one of our biggest sponsors. So it's a kind of a special game for me. And for this is the first time we'll have our live, Mainland Football TV goes live at home, psyched.
So, not a shock that you talked about a game that you played in and not the boys that
Why
we're here for today.
Yeah. Why do you think I'm here?
All right, so first we'd like to welcome in starting linebacker Sonny Frazier. Sonny, come on over. So before we begin, I have to apologize to Sonny. There was multiple times in my review of the film that I made a mistake and called someone else's name as the tackle, and it wasn't you. Upon my review, it was clear that you had an absolute incredible game in Walver Field, sideline to sideline, you and Elijah and Coleman. So it was 52, 54, and 55. You guys were absolute monsters out there. So if you could, for everybody watching, we're going to stream this before the game and probably even maybe during halftime. If you could explain to everyone just the excitement entering that game. We watched you guys warm up. The tension was palpable. You see you guys were fired up.
Yeah, we were definitely fired up. I mean, first game of the season, everybody's excited, getting ready to hit somebody else. And, yeah, we were ready, and we were all excited to get it kicked off.
Speaking of ready, how much preparation? I mean, the preparation that I know you personally, but as a team, I think the key factor in that game to winning was your conditioning. So your preparation for that. Want to talk a little bit about your preparation?
That goes all the way back to December, getting in the weight room every morning, all through the year, all through summer, hard days of conditioning. It all paid off in the second half of that game.
You could tell that your team our Mainland was not cramping, and the other team was cramping on play after play after play. So it was clear who was the better conditioned team. So I mean, and Sonny had an unbelievable offseason. You want to talk about some of the records you broke? I know you were a 1,000-pound club, but I honestly have never seen anybody clean over 315 pounds in a high school gym, and he did it on a constant level. So, flip me a couple of your lifts. Go ahead, give me them.
I maxed out with 315 on the clean, 445 on the squat, and 305 on the bench.
That's big scores right there.
Yeah, it was a big jump on everything from last year.
And Coach Lewis leads the way in that weight room, and I think he does a phenomenal job. He's a great motivator too. Scary,
he does,
a little scary.
He does a great job of motivating.
Yeah, he does.
So I have 2 final questions for you. I know the accommodations that Overbrook had for you were nil, right? You guys had to meet on a baseball field at halftime before the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, the bus ride up and back in 98-degree weather had to be terrible circumstances for you guys, right?
I mean, the bus ride up wasn't too bad, but the
ride home was easy.
The ride home was easy because of the wind.
Rumor has you guys were watching the broadcast on the ride home?
So yeah, some of us had it up on our phones.
Awesome.
That was fun.
Last question for you, and this is only because I would like to refer you to if you have a nickname. Do you have a nickname that you would like me to use? No? So how about I'm going to make one up for you this week?
Nice.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sonny.
You got it.
Thank you.
So we are here with number 4 starting quarterback Dean Hall, going into the season in our pre-interview with Coach Smith. He indicated that number 4 and number 2, Graziano and Hall, will be splitting time, and that was the case in the first half. But after the first half of the Overbrook game, clearly number 4 Dean Hall took over as the master of the offense, and he ran the ball up the gut multiple times. One to the house, which was an absolute exciting play, which made the highlights of the week on SNJ today. And we are now joined by number 4 Dean Hall, the 1-0 quarterback for the Mainland Mustangs. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
So, 2 things. One is, can you tell what preparation went into the offense for last week before Overbrook, and what you did to personally prepare?
Preparing as a team, we've been doing it since almost June. And we always had our eye on Overbrook, and there's a lot of hard times out here right now in the 95-degree weather. We're just pushing and a lot of film study. Personally, I try to get my mind right with, it was kind of tough for me to hear that we were splitting time, but I know that Graz my buddy, and he's going to always be there, and we support each other. So I just had to relax myself. Coming off an injury, I hadn't really played in over almost 2 years, so I just had to get my mind right, and I was ready.
And when the second half started rolling and you were having success running the ball, did you feel stronger as the game went on? Because you guys certainly looked strong. You looked like the more conditioned team.
Yeah, that's just a toast to our off-season program. I knew they were tired, and I knew they were going to get beat down throughout the game, and our line really stepped it up in the second half. So toast to those guys, because I couldn't do anything without them.
Did you, when you watched the broadcast, did you see in the fourth quarter I gave a shout out to the line?
Yeah,
you got to give it to the heavies.
Yeah.
I was one of them. You can't forget those guys.
Most important guys on the field.
No doubt. So, in retrospect, were there any times, because this is just a personal observation, was there any times when you watched the film from last week that you thought maybe you should have pitched it rather than keep it, or keep it rather than pitched it?
Yeah, there's always times where, like even the day after that, I was like, oh shoot, maybe that's a better read. But that's just stuff you got to bring on to next week. We're working on it all this week, and I know I should have completed a few more throws. So I can do both, running, dual threat. So I got to shut it this week.
And there was probably a few passes that should have been caught as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're working on it, but it's all right.
Yep, that's it. That's why it's a team. That's why it's a team.
Yes,
so this week, last week almost splitting time is you're auditioning on every single play, because if you're splitting time with another quarterback, it's basically an audition every series.
Right.
So this week, are you going to be doing the same thing? We're splitting time, or did coach indicate that you're going to be?
He didn't really say it. In practice right now, we're kind of just going first group, second group. But I know Graz is always ready to step in, always, because we get the same time. We got to be both ready. As you can tell from last year, I went down and he went down. Then we had to go to a running back for quarterback. So he's just trying to get both of us ready.
All right, well, we're wishing you a ton of luck this week, and we'll be there screaming up in the booth this week. Can't wait.
And we'll get ready for apps again.
Thanks, Dino.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Okay, good afternoon, Mainland fans. Once again, we are here in the This Week in Review of Mainland Regional Football with Athletic Director Mike Gatley. Mike, thanks for joining us tonight. What was your impression of Week 1 versus Overbrook?
I think, based upon where we've been, for the kids to come out on top, I think was a real positive. And I talked to Chuck yesterday for a little bit, and I said, win or lose, it was definitely a different feeling with how the kids played, and I know sometimes you're only gauged by what the scoreboard said, but I was happy to see us. They scored first, and I was happy to see us come back and put some points on the board.
As I indicated earlier, the excitement was definitely palpable, both in the booth for us and for the kids on the field. What do you attribute to the turn? Because as you indicated that you felt a difference and saw a difference from last year to this year. What do you attribute that to?
I think you guys hit a pretty good nail on the head with the fact that the conditioning aspect. By the mid second quarter, certainly the last quarter may be one of the longest quarters in football. Their kids were going down with cramps. And that's it's first game. Yeah, it's hot, but it's also preparation.
Absolutely.
I think you saw the difference with our kids and the amount of time that they put in the weight room and doing the conditioning. I think it was really, really that in that particular game. I thought it was really good.
I agree. Dave?
So a lot of people you went through a scare health-wise,
Yeah.
and just because this is going out to all the alumni, and we've got a great response to sending this out in the first game. Thousands of people have logged on and seen this already. A lot of alumni texting back from LA, Buddy Broom from LA. We had families in Louisiana, Atlanta, people from everywhere sending me messages and how excited they were about this. A lot of people, how's Mike feeling, man?
Yeah.
You just want to tell everybody here how you're doing now.
Yeah, there's still some, bumps and bruises, along the way a little bit, but, I keep up with my blood tests, and I've been really religious with the gym, and just watching a little bit more what I eat. I think that's really it's like anything else, Dave. It's moderation. It's anything. Not that I was ever over the top with anything, but I think now, I've got a plan, and that's been, what I've been going. And so far, knock on wood, I appreciate people ask me.
Yeah, everybody, a lot of people, and also what we just talked about, preparation in your second act. I see you get a second chance sometimes.
Yeah.
If you get real sick like that, it scared a lot of people, and now your preparation that you've been at the gym, I've seen you look good, you're skinny.
Yeah, I feel good.
You
Yeah,
look good, man.
I think I first really up the first 8 months, I was in pretty much denial, saying why me, and I didn't really think that it was a heart attack and serious, but it was, and that's the Lord's message to you that slow down a little bit, and hasn't affected me work-wise. I feel very good, about that, but certainly it was time to kind of step back, and I've done that with a lot of committees and different things that I was on in the past. I was, remove myself from those, and it's worked out great.
So everyone that was emailing me to see if he was okay, leave the resumes at home. He's gonna still be here.
Yeah, I'll be here.
You don't need to send your resumes in. He's okay.
I'm
He's
not going
okay.
anywhere.
But Mike, you've been great. I know what a great addition you've been to the school. I've never had such great communication with the school, and a lot of people want to give back, and you've always been there for everybody. And the alumni have a much better relationship since you've been here. And I just want to say what a great job we think as alumni that you do here, and just what a special person you are. I get an email every morning, a quote every morning from Mike. He sends me one every morning, and it's quote of the day, and I read it every single time, and I love it.
I tell us to the kids and parents, going here, I think adds a little bit extra to what you feel about a place. But I really believe I was molded the 4 years I was here. And those walls, at Mainland, and it was just like polishing the diamond in college and after that. So that's the kind of experience I want the other kids to have here too. And I think when you're vested like that, that's the way it should be. So I appreciate that. I always try to keep open lines of communication, and I really love what I do, and I hope that that's what comes out.
Well, I thank you, Mike, and if you don't mind coming on for every at least home game, we'd love to have you.
No doubt.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for the opportunity. Appreciate it. Welcome back to Mainland Regional Football This Week in Review. We are here with 2A starter, number 55, Braden Coleman. Braden, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. Braden, I have to tell you, during the course of the broadcast, I clearly noticed you on both sides of the ball, and I think one of the plays where you made back-to-back tackles, I think maybe second quarter, where I said to Dave, I said, man, 55 is all over the field. What do you attribute to the fast start? Because you looked like you were a step faster than almost every kid on the Overbrook side.
Just like you've been hearing all the time, the preparation, the conditioning. Coach Lewis does a heck of a job getting us ready for that, and gotta give credits to him.
So how excited were you guys to actually hit the field against someone else? I know Sonny said that the same thing about hitting someone else. I could see it on the field when you guys were warming up, but just, if you can, for the people at home, describe the feeling just getting out there and putting on the game jersey for the first time.
Definitely no problem finding the hype, getting ready for it, especially after the past 2 seasons we had. We knew we had something special this year and coming, so there's no need to find any hype. Everyone was just excited, everyone hyped for each other.
Awesome. So 2 things. What do you prefer, offense or defense?
Defense.
Defense. And do you have a nickname?
Nope.
No nickname? All right, man, we're going to have to make one
We're
up
gonna
for these
get you
guys.
one.
Yeah.
But listen, we're gonna really get this thing started right now. Let's get the party started. How about a few words for Absegami? What do we have to say to Absegami going into this game? That could get us excited a little bit and have something to start laughing about right here.
No chalkboard material either.
We're coming fast. After the past 2 years, they beat on us. Coach is saying a little something in the off season, saying it's an automatic win for them. So we gotta show something.
I like it. Yeah,
Awesome.
and I remember this is Absegami at home as an opener is a special one for me personally. So I'm excited to be there. 22 years ago, the lights were on for the first time ever. So this being that it's one of the first times we've ever had a live broadcast of the game, it's another special time for me. So just being back involved in the school, I'm really excited to be here. I'm not just seeing though like this as a singular win, and I'm seeing some of the success we had from that game, and we're going to be able to roll that in, because I think a lot of people, that was a statement game, even though we were a little rusty, so does everybody, but you guys, your conditioning absolutely was clearly a cut above Overbrook. And then I know that if that's a litmus test for the rest of the season, I know I just watched you guys out here conditioning again in the heat. It didn't matter, conditioning the heck out of you. So I mean, Coach Lewis, Coach Smith, I know how much they always, because Coach Smith coached me as well in high school, and I knew how he felt about conditioning back then, and things just haven't changed, and it's good to have an old school guy in there.
Yes, sir.
So Coach Smith indicated that even during school that you guys were walking around with milk jugs full of water. Is that true?
Yeah, everyone's walking around with a gallon of water at least. If you're not, Coach Lewis is going to be on your ass about it. So yeah, everyone's
Awesome.
walking around with water.
Awesome. So what other preparation other than obviously hydrating? What other preparation, without getting into all the details? What else have you guys done, you think, that have brought you to this point? I mean, clearly you guys were stronger in the second half. You looked like a man among boys at time, running around people when you're playing DN. What do you attribute to?
Just everything, taking care of our bodies. That's the most important thing. Coach Lewis, he's been through it all. He's been in college, so he knows everything. He gives us all the things to get us ready and get us prepared.
Nutrition,
Yeah,
exercise,
Yeah.
rest,
yeah,
hydration.
yes, sir.
Hit all of them.
Yep.
All of them. That's awesome. So one of the things I have to tell you, and speaking of experience and dealing with Dave and Ian over at Athletes Arbor and talking about Coach Lewis, the things that you guys are learning now are going to benefit you for the rest of your life, and it's going to set you up for success. It's one of the things that is the absolute best about youth sports and high school sports, is you're going to look back 20 years from now and say, man, those guys were pretty smart. And you pick up everything now. It's awesome that you guys get to see it at such a young age. Last thing I want to leave the fans with, if you had your druthers, would you play only defense, or do you like playing both ways?
I think Coach Lewis persuaded me only defense. Him, just defense. Him with his enthusiasm, you can't beat it.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Look forward to
Appreciate
seeing
it,
you play.
man.
Welcome back, Mainland fans. We are here for the week in review for Mainland Regional High School football. We are here with Brooke Kelly with an E, who is one of our senior cheerleaders. Brooke, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so what was your impression being on the track, watching the game last week at Overbrook?
It was so much fun. Like, all of the cheerleaders were so excited because obviously everyone knows that it's been down a little bit for the past few years. And so just to get everyone's spirits back up, and all the cheerleaders were just freaking out and jumping around. It was so much fun.
How excited was the bus ride on the way up?
The bus ride up, we were a little nervous because we heard iffy things, but then we all had a lot of confidence, and we knew that they would do well because we know that they've been practicing really hard. And so the bus ride up was actually a lot of fun, and we all sing songs together and just burst out into all these lyrics. It's a lot of fun, the bus ride up.
That's awesome. How about you? None of these guys have a nickname. You have a nickname?
Some people call me Brookie Cookie.
Brookie
Some
Cookie.
People,
I like it. I like it.
I
like it.
Random nicknames, yeah. Some people call me by my middle name, Logan.
Okay.
Brookie Cookie's one of them.
Awesome. Dave?
Well, so you have two very experienced Eagles cheerleaders, professionals, people that got paid, literally paid to be cheerleaders, and how's that help you this year versus other years? You got two very, very good coaches, and how does that help you?
Well, they're very experienced, so they help us a lot, and they make cheer a lot of fun because they have gone through it. And since they've gone through it, they're coaches who actually understand what we do in sidelines, and they understand what they're putting us through. And I love that they're former Eagles cheerleaders. I always reference that. I always bring it up how they are, and I always joke around saying that we should do some Eagles dance. But they help out a lot, and I love them.
Well, I know Jessica closely from experience, and I know that when she was a cheerleader, she took her job so seriously, down to the T, down to the smallest thing that they asked of her. I was shocked. I was like, are you going to take it that serious? I don't even take, I played in the NFL, I didn't take it that seriously. She was a consummate professional, and then she carries that over to, I'm sure, how she coaches and how she wants you guys to act. So it wasn't a little thing for her. She took that very seriously, and I tell you what, because she did that, it opened some doors for her in the business world that you don't get normally. People will come out of the woodwork to hire her because of that. So know that the more you detail your work and the better you are as a leader, and she was a captain as well, it's going to help you in all aspects of your life. So it's not just what you do here. You said it best, high school sports, and it gives you so much. It teaches you about life. Sports is just a metaphor for life. So when you do what you do, if you do it detailed and it matters all the time, and as a leader they see you doing it, I'm just giving you some advice that I'm sure she gives you, people are going to copy that.
Yeah.
And if you success, people copy that. You don't have to say anything anymore. They're just going to copy what you do because you're successful. So we wish you the best of luck, and thanks for coming on here.
So 2 final questions for you. Where do you want to go to college?
Penn State and Delaware are top 2. My brother cheers at Penn State, so
Awesome.
I'm looking into that.
And what do you want to do when you grow up?
Not really sure yet, but
Don't hurry.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time for it.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. You're welcome. All right, so we're going to take this opportunity to tell everyone thank you for joining us and viewing the This Week in Review with Mainland Regional High School Football. We are signing off from the Mainland Mustang Corral in downtown Linwood, New Jersey, and we will see you Friday, 6 p.m. live on YouTube, mainlandfootball.tv. Thank you.